Let's begin. Welcome to our info day, and thank you for your interest in our open call. I'm Michael Batistatos from Democritos. Democritos is the coordinator of this project. Let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the second open call of this project. Before I begin, please have your microphone muted. This meeting is being recorded, so you will have access to it after we finish. We will upload it on our YouTube channel. We will have links to our website, so it will be easy for you to find it. And please, if during the presentations you have any questions, write them in the chat, and then we will try to answer them, or after the meeting we will answer them and we will put it either in the frequently asked questions in the document, or we will email them. So for today, I will give you a brief overview of the project. Then we will describe two of the three test beds that we have for this open call. Then we will talk about the data storage and the decision system. And then we will do a platform walkthrough for your submission. If we have time, we will try to answer some questions, or else we will answer them later. So Agrarian is a project, a Horizon Europe project that develops tools and systems from agricultural sector. We are 13 partners. We have 3 pilots, Greece, Romania, and Portugal. And we are now after month 18th of the project, so we're around month 21. And Timoktos, as I said before, it's the coordinator of the project. And now we are running the first open call. The projects that have been selected are still running. And we are starting the submission phase for the second open call. So I will talk about the generic concept of the project that it will help you to make your proposals. So the project targets to 3 different entities: the end user, the farmer; the developer that develops agricultural applications; and the policymakers. So we develop a platform that can integrate these 3 entities towards a sustainable agriculture. The core of our platform is the orchestrator, the last mile accelerators, the edge computing, the hybrid communication systems, and in general the communication and other systems that handles the computational power. These are mainly our testbeds. And some other elements like decision systems, data storage, that we store the data in order the decision system to consume them and assist to decisions. We have the applications repository, that the applications that the developers develop are stored in there. And we have some portals, either for the end users or for the developers, in order to communicate with the platform. So this is the high-level generic concept of Agrarian. And as a project, we have 3 official pilots. You are not connected with them. I'm just telling you to have it in your mind. We have a pilot with livestock in Crete, in Greece. then field crops in Romania, and last pilot in Portugal with vineyards. Now, we will see some characteristics and some specifications of this open call because it has some differences from the previous, and I have received a lot of questions by you regarding the previous and this open call. So let's make some things clear. This open call 2, asks for new use cases and it is focusing on real field data. So we need use cases producing real field data. Also, we need some new agricultural applications to be developed and run at the edge of the network, actually on our testbeds. And why are we doing this? What is the target of the second open call? The target of the second open call is to validate the agrarian platform that we have developed with these new use cases and the new applications that you will bring, and vice versa. You will also have the opportunity to extend and validate your applications through our platform. In total, as in the previous call, we will have 8 winners. The funding is 50,000 euro. It's a fixed amount, so it's not that you have to describe a cost justification and the total amount is summed, let's say, to 49 on 48. We don't need a cost justification in the proposal. That's why we don't ask it, because it is a lump sum funding. So you don't have to justify anything. You just make the proposal, the technical impact, everything we ask in the template, and you get the fixed amount of 50,000 euros. Now, the key differences from the previous open call. The implementation phase for this open call is 10 months. The previous open call was 6 months. This time, except from a single organization, we also accept consortium. So the consortium should have a maximum of 3 partners, but a single organization can also apply. We will not fund any projects or entities that have been funded either from our previous open call or from our sister project, Open Agri. As I said before, the selected projects are required this time to bring real field data. We don't want a ready data set from the internet or whatever you will find. We need real field data from farms. We have 3 test beds this time. The first 2 are the same with the previous call, but the third one is a new one. Actually, is an advanced form of a previous testbed that we have in the open call 1. We'll talk about them in a while. And as I said before, we need the target of this open call is to validate the whole agrarian platform, because the previous open call validated independent components of the platform, but now the platform will be will work as a unified platform, and you will be integrated in this platform. Now, as a developer, as an applicant, if you get the funding, you will be responsible for the equipment on the field, for the transmission of the data from the field to our platform, and you will be responsible also for developing your application. So we will not give you any equipment. any sensors or UAVs. It is you that you have to bring them. So as you see in this picture, this is your side and you are responsible for all the side. And we have the platform that we have the test beds, the orchestration, the application repository, the data storage. And of course, we will assist you when you go through to integrate and to communicate with our platform. We have three testbeds, as I said before. The first one is a communication satellite, geosynchronous, with some edge capabilities. The second one is a low Earth orbit constellation for communication again. And the third one is LEO-based narrowband IoT testbed with onboard edge AI data processing. We will analyze them later on. Actually, the first two, we will present them today, and the third one in the next info day that we'll have on 16th of the month. Now, what you need for the submission, you need to read the guidelines for applicants, the technical annex that will describe all the elements that you will use from the agrarian, and of course, you can advise the frequently asked questions. You can attend, of course, you are attending this info day, but you can attend the next also that will present some other elements. And you also can describe in our website in order to get the notifications. In your proposal, you need to choose only one testbed. Okay, you cannot choose two or three, only one testbed and nothing else. You don't have to choose a pilot from Agrarian. You are not connected to the pilots of Agrarian. You will propose your own pilot. You have to tick there in the template, or you have to declare, to state if your use case has to do with livestock, with crops, or some other procedure. But you don't have to choose something from the agrarian project, only the testbed. And then, just to remind you that by the end of this month, the submissions are ending, and you can visit our website in order to submit the proposal. Actually, there is one more link there that is the platform for the submissions. So this was the generic overview. I will now talk about testbed 1 with Democritos as is the leader. Actually, the generic concept of this testbed is the hybrid communications. So we offer a satellite connection and a 5G terrestrial connection, and depending on the traffic, we direct the data either to satellite or to terrestrial 5G system. But in this call, like in the previous one, we will play only with the satellite communications. So when you choose a testbed, if you choose testbed 1, is the geosynchronous satellite communications. Actually, this system is an emulation. It is not a real satellite. We have an emulated software. It is called OpenSand, and it is consisted of three nodes: the ground terminal, the satellite, and the ground gateway. Here in the ground gateway, we also have connected an application server, and this is considered the edge for this testbed. So when you develop your application. Finally, you will install it in this server, on this testbed. And you have to transmit the data from the field, from your sensors, to the ground terminal, and then we will get them and we will pass it through the satellite to the edge server. You can see that in the next picture. So this is the developer side. This is you, and this is your equipment on the field. The user can be anywhere, I guess. He will have access to actually the application, the data that you will produce from your application. It will be exposed to the internet, so then user to have access to it. Then you, using a VPN connection, will be connected to the Agrarian Testbed, to Testbed 1, and through the VPN you can test, you can connect it, you can connect to the server, you can install your application there, you can test it, and when you are ready, you will store it in the Agrarian repository, and your data from the field through VPN again and through the internet, they will transmit the data, your sensor and all the equipment, transmit the data to the ground terminal, to the one side of the testbed. The data from one side of the testbed will travel through the emulation to the other side of the testbed that will be consumed from your application. It will happen what it is supposed to happen, what you have developed, and then the the results, the inference results or whatever will be exposed, as I said, to the internet in order then users to have access to it. Some of the challenges in this testbed is, of course, the signal propagation delay, as it is a satellite link and a high altitude satellite because it's geosynchronous. We have some milliseconds of delay. This is one way, two hopes. We have limited data rates, and this is an issue that you have to pay attention to. As this is a geosynchronous satellite, the uplink from the ground terminal, from the field actually, to the server is limited. We don't have a broadband connection here. So also another challenge is to figure out how your sensors will be transmit data from the field to the ground terminal. Of course, we will provide you a VPN, but you have also to find a way to have an equipment here to transmit the data from the farm to our platform. And of course, in the end, as I said, your application should be in a Dockerized form in order to be stored in the application repository and be handled later on from the orchestrator, from the Kubernetes that we run. So this is all about me. And now we will proceed to the next testbed, which is hosted by DLR. So I will give the floor to Tommaso from DLR.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Here is Tommaso De Cola from the German Aerospace Center, DLR. I hope you can hear me well. So, as anticipated by Michael, I'm now going to present the second testbed that is offered for this Open Call 2. Let's say the context is pretty similar to that of testbed 1. The main difference here is that testbed 2 deals with a non-geosynchronous satellite system. Essentially means a LEO constellation. That implies that we are going to offer a testbed running an emulated satellite setup, offering lower latency with respect to geostationary satellite, and also slightly higher data rates. So this is the reference scenario that is taken for the setup, where we have obviously a number of IoT data that are created and offered by the applicant. And then there is the satellite infrastructure that mimic the real behavior of a real satellite constellation. And then data, once get out of the satellite network, so the testbed, are going to be provided back to the end user or to the edge app application that is responsible for processing the provided data. This mapped to the reference architecture of a smart farming setup means that, as said before, there are going to be real data from the fields that are injected somehow into the testbed. I say somehow because it depends a little bit on your interfaces. Typically, what we are already doing, the Open Call 1 activities, is by means of VPN, but we can also think of different means if doable. And the DLR testbed is such to implement ground components like user terminals and gateways that are, let's say, the entry and exit point of the satellite testbed. And then there are a number of satellite nodes, satellite LEO satellites, whose number is configurable, as well as the altitude of the satellite, the offered data rates, and in general also the coverage area. This is something that can be tuned according to the needs or desire of the applicant, or a default configuration will be taken. Similarly, depending on the coverage area and so on, we may consider just a single LEO satellite to provide the global coverage in that respective area, or to consider multiple satellites so that data may go over multiple satellites one after another in order to reach the destination. This is also configurable, and this is subject to the scenario definition that will happen in the early phase of the activity between the DLR and the applicant. The testbed is very user-friendly, so that features can be configured. Typically, it's done by DLR, depending on the specific needs from the applicant. And in particular, the DLR testbed is such that the edge application can be running directly on board the emulated satellite nodes, if desirable, in order to show how an edge capability would run from space, or simpler way is just to deploy them in the ground infrastructure. In any case, the testbed offer both opportunities because of the virtualized environment. The testbed flow of action, I would say, is pretty much follow what I just presented before. There is the scenario configuration, the configuration of IoT nodes on the applicant side, and in particular the generation of data and the corresponding application that will do that. Then there will be the setting up of VPNs or other means of connecting the remote applicant setup with the DLR testbed 1. And then after that, there will be the actual configuration of the testbed system in terms of, as I said before, a number of satellites, number of on-ground nodes, and the characteristic of the satellites from a geometry standpoint. That means the altitude, the number of satellites, the number of orbital planes, if desirable, and the corresponding coverage area. And then at the end of the day, obviously, a number of measurements will be possible either through directly the testbed or by means of the tools possibly available directly on the applicant in order to extract the relevant information towards the specific API to be targeted by that activity. As mentioned before, the easiest way to connect to the testbed is by means of a VPN. In principle, also the access to the graphical user interface could be possible, though typically this is mostly for configuration purposes. This is left to the other supporting team. And obviously, depending on the need and the expectation from the applicant, it's possible to extend a little bit the capability of the testing, especially with regard to embedding the specific edge app functionality in terms of a dedicated servers that typically will go in the form of dedicated containers, either as I said before, onboard the satellite, on ground, or if the case, even both ways. This is something that has to be properly justified and eventually also agreed with the other. So that's all. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Thank you, Tommaso. Let's go to the next one, which is the data storage. Anthony from Democtos will present.
Hello, everyone. My name is Antonio Mazzilu. I'm the developer from Demokritos, and today I'm gonna present to you data storage. The agrarian data storage is a modular and extensible database, which is built on Postgres. This system has the ability to handle the incredible diverse range of agricultural data sets that modern farming requires today. And we're talking about the weather patterns, crop development stages, pest monitoring alerts, soil characteristic measurements, and satellite imagery readings, which are all in one unified system. Also, except the data, the Postgres, the data storage supports a comprehensive metadata, which means that we capture not just the data itself, but also critical context like the measurement units or maybe the sensor types from the sensors. Now, the most important also is that we tried to have the data storage to be future-proof, which this allow us to add new data types for that since agriculture technology evolves. So, without breaking the existing functionality of it. Now, now we're gonna discuss what is the purpose and what does it do to agrarian. Data storage is it acts as a central repository that consolidates historical farming data, biological observations, or maybe environmental measurements, as you can see on the data models, which are which are the crop definitions, or maybe system notifications from the applications, and maybe and the satellite data which are provided. These data are then fed directly to ADSS, which is gonna present it after we finish the presentation, and this information together, we need it in a structured and reliable way so we can create the foundation for the agricultural decision-making applications that will be created. Now, why do we need it? We need it because with all this data, we can then create cross-applications insights. It can help the farmers to make better farm decisions. It also it has better efficiency and sustainability for the agriculture, and of course, the developers can build their apps with the use of the data from the data storage. Now, for the developers in our audience, your role in this is very crucial because we expect you to connect your applications to our data through standardized APIs that will ensure consistency and reliability across the platform. Your datasets, as I showed you before, will need to align with the agrarian schema that we have established and maintain data integrity during the integration of the project. Also, what's very important is that you are not just consuming the data, but you are also contributors to it because For example, it could be, for example, a pest prediction tool that has AI-based predictions, sensor innovations, and because they are fed back into our system, this create a collaborative environment where every application makes the entire ecosystem smarter. And also because, for example, the pest prediction tool, it can get combined with the weather data and soil characteristics. This will help us enable to remarkably sophisticated farm decisions that other tools cannot do it. This cross-application synergy is what make your solutions, your individual solutions, more viable and impactful to our project. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Tony. And let's proceed to the ADSS, which is our decision and support system. It is not directly, you are not directly involved with it, but we will present it to you in order you to have a more complete picture of our technology in order to better prepare your proposal. This is connected with the data storage that we presented just now. And ADSS is developed by SIMAVI. So I guess, Alexandra, you are going to present?
Yes.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay, so my name is Alexandra Trif. I am part of the ADSS team together with Alexandra Delureanu, Florin Lungu, and Mihai Angeloiu. And ADSS, it is a part of the agrarian that brings together all the information from the field. So here you can see where the ADSS is placed in the agrarian architecture. Data comes from sensors, satellites, and applications in the field. The data goes in the central storage, as my colleague presented, and from there ADSS retrieves it. ADSS integrates agronomic models and filters the informations. The results are shown in a dashboard with map, graphs, alerts, so the farmer can make decisions. ADSS supports the key pillars of the agrarian. First, interoperability. It allows different partners and applications to connect easily. Second, sustainability. By using data and models, it helps reduce risk and resources and improve productivity. Third, inclusiveness. ADSS works for farmers, researchers, policy makers, and the rural communities, giving researchers, them to useful information. And finally, the innovation. It provides the base where open calls partners can bring their tools and see the impact directly. Here we can see how ADSS works inside the agrarian. The data from field, like measurements, forecasts, images and videos, goes into the central database through APIs. This ADSS takes the information and show it in a dashboard. So, as I said, farmers, stakeholders, and policymakers can use these insights for real decision. So the ADSS is the bridge, let's say, between raw data and useful knowledge for the end users. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Alexandra. At this point, I would like to comment that not not every result that you will produce will end up to the data storage and to the ADSS. Selected only data will be stored in the data storage in order at a later time the ADSS to get them and make some other results and offer some decision support. The concept of the ADSS is to gather, collect data from a cluster of areas, from a cluster of applications, in order to produce collective and aggregated results for a wider agricultural area. So you will have, for example, an application detecting illness of plants, of crops, diseases. It may produce a number of different results. You don't have to store each result to the data storage, and you don't have necessarily to store there raw data. Okay. But we will discuss further for it and in more detail with the winners of the open call when we will we'll start developing the technologies. So let's now continue with the platform walkthrough. We will give you a walkthrough to the submission platform in order for you to see the process and answer any questions you may have. So, George, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm Georgis from Demokritos, and I'm here to show you how an applicant can submit his proposal on the platform for the agrarian. Let me share my screen. Okay. So the first step is to visit the platform at agrarian.appliobox.gr. And here we can see the login page. Of course, the first time we'll have to register. So we go to register page. I will put some fake data. And then we can register. Up. Yep. Sorry. Yep. So now we will receive one email for the verification. And this is the email you will receive. We can verify our email. And this redirects us to the Agrarian AppleBox login page. Where we enter our credentials. And we can sign in. Sorry. Yes. So here we can see the landing page. We see the open calls. Here is the second open call. And we click more info. We can see an overview of the call, some information. The files that you will need to download, the applicant guidelines, the technical annex, and the FAQs mentioned earlier. And from here, we can click apply, so we can start our application. we'll have to input all the fields needed. Of course, here we have to choose one of the test beds, like mentioned earlier. There are some more data needed. And we can click Save Draft. Of course, we'll have to confirm. And the proposal, our proposal is saved as a draft. I have to say here, I want you to notice this, that you have to click Submit to finalize your submission. So, sorry. Here you can download the template files needed for the proposal form and the SME declaration. So you download the templates, you fill the data needed, and you have to upload them in a PDF format. Sorry. This is the SME declaration, which, wait a second. So after we submit our application, let me sign in with another test user to show you. After we submit our application, in our proposals, we can see the proposal we submitted. This is a test proposal we submitted for the purpose of this demonstration. Here are the FAQs, the questions that more will be added after, I guess, after this webinar. And the last thing I need to show you is in case you forget your password as an applicant, you can click Forgot Your Password, provide the email you gave us when you registered, and then you will get a reset password email. You provide again the email used for the registration and the new password. And then you can log in again. So this is a quick presentation of the platform and the basics of how to navigate through it. And that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George. Now we have some questions in the chat. I will go one by one to answer them, if I can right now. So let's begin with the first one. Are you considering the remote sensing data as a real field data? I guess that when you say sensing data, you mean like data from sensors, temperature, humidity, gas, the sensing, or from weather stations. So as long as they sense data from a farm, yes, they are real data, and actually they are the data that we are asking for. So I would answer yes. Uh, Second one, testbed one, only application is stored at the server and the data are stored on our side. You explained now. Yes, I explained. I will say it one more. Our testbed has two sides. The field side, let's say, that the data will end up, and the other side after the satellite, which is the ground gateway, and there we have the server, which we consider it as a near edge node. So there you will have the application running. Next question. What is the business added value for testbed 1 to the development application? I guess this is something that you should justify in your proposal, but I mean, the most obvious is that Testbed 1 gives you an alternative connectivity solution, so you can have an application sending data uh, uh, without being dependent from the terrestrial links. So even if you are in a remote place with no connectivity or with very limited connectivity or unstable connectivity, you can use the satellite link that it has global coverage in order to keep your service running. And of course, you still have some edge element in the system. The edge server, the edge node is not on the satellite as we have it in another testbed, but still it is very close to the satellite, so we can still get some good results from that. Next question. Is it possible to have the slides? We upload the video. In the previous open call, we didn't give access to the slides because we had the video available so everyone could watch the video. The most probable is to be like that in this second call, but we'll check it and we might do it, but I cannot say it from now. Then we could we could not find a section to include a detailed budget in the proposal. I understand that the budget is not needed in the proposal as you indicate at the beginning. Yes, we don't have a section for the budget because we don't need it. So there's no point of having extra pages. As I said before, you get the amount fixed, no more, no less. We don't need justification. It is up to you how to spend your money. The next question is about testbed 3, and if I remember well, I don't know if it is the same person, but I have received similar question at the support email of the call, and we will be shortly answer that email and these questions because testbed 3 is for the next info day and the corresponding partners are not here. And all the next one is again for testbed 3. And the last one, after the ADSS, is there any other interface you are expected to create? Actually, you don't have to create any interface with ADSS. I think you don't have to interact with ADSS at all because ADSS is a tool that we develop and it is after the data storage. So you only have to send data, select data to the data storage, and that's it. then it is our job to get this data and feed them to the ADSS. So when the process go through and hopefully you will be the winner, we will talk again, we will have meetings, we will have support in order to be integrated in the platform and be able to send the data to the data storage. Next one. Okay, thank you, Osge. Can you please specify the end TRL expectation if there are specific requirements for deployment? We don't have a specific TRL, a targeted TRL. It is up to you to extend your implementation and your project as far as you can. Of course, in the proposal, the higher TRL we will see, I guess the better grade you will take. Is there a feasibility check or we go directly to submission phase? You submit the proposal. Of course, there are some initial, in the platform, I think there are some initial eligibility checks that you need to tick by yourself. But then after you submit your proposal, we will do the the feasibility test for the test bed that you have selected. So in case that you are completely misaligned with the testbed, we will be forced to reject your application. So please read very carefully the guide for applicants and the technical annex, because we describe all the testbeds in there. Is it possible to know about the use cases that were selected in the first call, at least in order to not replicate them or select a quite different use case? We have all the selected project uploaded on our website, so you can go visit and have a look. Also, we will present these projects in the next info day at the 16th of the month. So you can join and watch the presentation. Is Agrarian open source? Yes, Horizon, I guess you mean about your applications that you will bring on. Euro promotes the open source, so we have a lot of open source components and tools on it. For your case now, for your applications, you will have the necessary licenses with your applications because we expect you to leave your application in our application repository at least for the duration of the agrarian project. So when the open call finish and you finish development, we will have your application in the application repository. So later on during the project, we can install it again through our orchestration and run it. But of course, you will have your license, whatever you think appropriate to protect your product. Can the farm be outside the European Union? Actually, what we care for is the members of the consortium to be from the eligible countries. So as long as let's say that the consortium has two partners, one is from Germany and one more from France, yes, you are eligible, even if your sensor is somewhere else. But the members of the consortium should be from the eligible European countries. Is there a preference for data to be statistically or manually collected? Some sessions can be placed, but some data types needs to be collected by hand. No, there is you need to transmit the data through the testbed. This is for sure. If the process of collecting the data required to be manually, yes, we can do that, I guess. I have not thought that before, to be sincere, but I guess you can do it as long as you will transmit your data through the testbed. Who has the ownership of the result sensor? Do they become proprietary of Agrarian, or they are only compatible and are owned by the SME consortium? Yes, you keep the ownership. Okay. Is there a required CV template, and are there required specializations based on the project itself, or there are specific specializations required by the organization? There is no CV template. You can have all the CV info and organization info as you like, as long as you follow the rules of the template and the page limits. So you are free. Okay, so I answered all the questions in the chat. If you have more questions, please send them to the support email that we have, and we will answer to them as soon as possible. If you already have sent some, we have still some questions pending because we need to provide a good answer. So expect the next days to receive your answers. So thank you again very much for attending this info day. We are expecting you also to the next one. And I would like to wish to you best luck to your submissions. Thank you very much. Bye.